All right. Well, hey everybody, welcome. This is Pod Save America. Oh wait, that's not us. Wrong one.
That's not us.
Did I fuck up that
tomorrow.
intro?
That's tomorrow.
Man.
We record that one.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is I'll Tell You What, your weekly uninformed analysis podcast. Is that not it, Elliot?
Hey everybody, welcome to I'll Tell You What, your weekly dose of uninformed analysis.
Damn it.
Was that right, Elliot?
Caitlin always coming in for the save.
Did you read that? No, you just know that?
No.
Why would anybody know that? That's useless information.
I can't tell if you're like leaning into the joke or if...
I can't tell either. That's the sad truth.
It's Thursday.
Oh, sorry, I was just checking my text messages. What are we doing?
Everybody's punchy.
Yeah.
It's Thursday. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
How's everyone feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You feeling pretty
I
good?
mean, luckily, Elliot is a good host, so I brought over some like bootleg
It's
rum
a good host. He gave us some ice in a glass.
and some Coke Zero. So Caitlin and I are drinking
great.
little rum and Coke.
Oh, wait. Oh, he let us sit in these chairs, too. I forgot about that part.
You know what?
I mean, he did set up the table for us, too.
He did.
Yeah, I
Thank
tilted
you.
it at a 90 degree or a 45 degree angle than what it normally
yeah,
is.
it's kind of artsy.
It looks really nice.
It does look nice.
Wait until you see the frame. You're going to really appreciate it.
I can't wait.
I haven't been home, it feels like, at all this month, and Carla was just in El Salvador the whole week, so like this home has been like pretty empty for the past couple days or
Chad
week.
and I have been here, but yeah.
Yeah, so like we have
You'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Your heating bill comes in, you're
Yeah,
like,
we left
who
you some
had the
surprises.
thermostat so high?
so we have almost like nothing in the home. So thank you for really only needing ice and cups, because
Yeah.
that's all I really had to offer.
And it's great because you had some soda lying around, which isn't used all that often because Elliot's had a lot going on. And when I came over, I was like, is he only going to have still water? And Elliot, why do you not have as many carbonated beverages around?
Beverages. Yeah, so I thanks for the tee up. So I've a few pleasures in life. Very few. There's only
That's not true.
You have your shower candle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your
Chicken,
fire sauce.
Chicken nuggets.
I do. Yeah, okay. I have a lot of pleasures in life.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things. One of the things above all else that I truly, truly enjoy and that I won't let anyone take away from me, but somebody has taken it from me.
The love for your wife?
But that will never leave.
Yeah.
I promise. Diet Coke.
Oh.
Diet
I
Coke.
love Diet Coke.
I didn't even know you liked Diet Coke. I thought you liked Coke Zero.
Well, diet beverages and Diet Cola in general.
Cola.
Like
Bologna.
how much volume? Like a liter? Liter of cola?
I love a 2-liter of cola.
Oh my God.
That's true.
That's what you're drinking out of. It's a 2-liter.
One day I went to CVS and he got the deal was like two liters.
Yeah.
For like 98 cents, or like a 20-ounce bottle for $1.29.
You
He's
got
like,
the
of
2
course,
liters?
Of course I'm getting the 2 liters.
I just picture Elliot holding, like, grasping a 2 liter and drinking straight from the bottle,
man.
like the way a
As a
normal
kid,
person
that
would,
was
like
the
a
best.
small can.
Chad, you might be pleased to know this. That's actually what that is.
Oh, I recognized
That's
it.
the second half.
I knew that was
of
going to
the
be.
2 liters.
I knew as soon as I saw it, I was like, I know what that is.
Yeah. So, anyway, I love carbonated beverages.
Sure.
I love Coke Zero. I love Diet Coke. I love seltzer water. I love
Beer.
I do.
Yeah.
Although that's a related issue, yes. But carbonated beverages in general.
Yeah.
Although Pepsi, get out of here.
Get
You're
that
a Coke
trash
man.
out of here.
Pepsi's trash. Forget it. I'm a
Yeah,
Coke
sure.
man. But recently, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing, I've been having some like headache issues.
Yeah.
Right. So headaches run in my family.
I know. Chad drives me nuts, too.
I know this.
Hey.
Although, you know what? I just put 2 and 2 together. They started right when we kind of started this pod. I've been so I don't know if there's a correlation, but
It must be there.
so I went to the neurologist and I started this. I'm on this medication and very specific directions. I cannot have alcohol. So I haven't had a drip of alcohol in.
We've been picking up for you though.
Yeah, it
in
makes
months.
Chad and I tough to hang out with, huh?
Especially when you guys are living it up on the rum over here.
Yeah.
We're like pirates.
You're just like on one knee
We're like
the
the
whole time.
Greyjoys.
Oh.
I'm catching up.
We need to.
I'm catching up.
We're going to get to that later.
Yeah.
But basically, this medication, I can't drink alcohol, which is fine. I knew that. I'm not a huge drinker, but I enjoy a drink every now and then. But the big thing that I didn't know was going to happen.
Yeah.
There's the side effect that I was not told about, and I wasn't aware of until it happened. I have this thing called taste aversion.
It's like the opposite of anything you would or should have.
I do love taste.
Yeah.
Taste is one of my favorite
You're
things.
one of the most tasty people.
Yeah.
So taste is now something that is affected. Every carbonated beverage,
Yeah.
even if it's the most fresh thing in the world, just tastes like it's 2 weeks flat to me.
Oh, so you just don't taste the carbonation.
My taste buds just they don't absorb
They don't register.
carbonation.
The bubbles.
Exactly. So like it tastes to me as if you opened it, let it sit for a week or two, and then you drank it.
Oh, okay.
So when you first realized this, how did you were like, wait, is this everything? Did you like taste multiple things?
Yes.
Like what's going on?
Yes. I thought I just got a bad soda. So I threw it away and I got a different one. So I wasted $2.
Oh my god.
That was annoying. And then I had Carla taste it. She was like, this tastes fine. I tried another one. And then I looked up the side effects.
Taste aversion.
Lo and behold, taste aversion is a side effect.
God.
So the good thing and the sad thing is the medication is working. So it's like, do I get these do I stick with the headaches or do I have my Diet Cola?
A real Sophie's choice.
So
I don't know.
How have
You
you been
probably gotta
coping
flip a
with
coin
this?
on
What have
that
you been
one.
doing since then? Like you've had to cut it out of your life. What are you sipping on now?
well, coffee has not been affected.
Thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord.
I love a nitro cold brew though.
See, I've actually never had nitro.
Oh, you're
Really?
missing
Yeah.
out, man.
I've never actually had it.
Missing
I think it's overrated.
I'm a
I love the
I'm
small
not a
bubble.
real coffee snob, but I'm a self-proclaimed coffee person, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Not a coffee snob, but I do love coffee. Never had nitro coffee.
Oh.
But so basically the two beverages that I've had almost exclusively is coffee and water.
Have you had juices to see how this is affected by your aversion?
I haven't had much juice. I'm not a big juice person.
The juice man.
No,
Elliot Haney.
You might turn into the juice man.
Might.
When you walk in a room, we'll be like,
Hey,
juice,
Like
juice.
those Kool-Aid commercials back.
Yeah.
He hates that. You
Well,
got the red shirt on though right now.
Damn it. I hate it not because of the juice, but because it's inherently a fat joke, Chad.
because he's a big boy.
No, I just
Also,
thought,
one of the side effects, the good side effects that I haven't yet seen a result of, the doctor was trying to make me feel good about this medication.
Yeah.
Weight loss.
Oh, all right.
Is
Is
a
it
side
because you
effect.
can't drink soda? Maybe it's like one thing causes another, causes another.
We will see.
Ooh.
We
I don't know.
shall Time will tell. Hey, right into the mailbag. Do you think?
Should I continue to get headaches or should I go back on the cola?
Yeah.
Write in. Let me know what you think.
Okay, so it's heating up. You got your I'll tell you what tank top on.
Yeah.
Summer is right around the corner.
It is.
And the sun is out. It's like you get done with work, sunny.
The
you
days
can go
are
home
the
and
days
do
are
something.
longer. Yeah.
What are we doing with our summertime, and what are some of our favorite activities?
Well, I mean, this is not
Because
helpful. But
this is
lately,
a-
I've been
this is
watching those
advice.
damn Game of Thrones to try to catch up. But once that's over,
You got something to do. You got something to do now. You got
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
You got
So
time.
we're gonna revisit the Game of Thrones at the end of the episode.
yeah, that's right. We are. Yeah.
Because once the sun does come out, you're not gonna want to be inside anymore.
No, I'm not.
Would you say summer's your favorite season?
Without a doubt, yeah. I'm
Chad,
summer all
I
the
think
way.
especially here.
Yeah?
It is. I used to say fall, but then I realized
I know. Well, the hard thing about fall is you know what's coming.
But I think we're all also
Winter is
Winter.
coming. So it's sad. It's not going to get better. It's only getting worse.
I think
after
one
fall.
thing that is consistent for New Englanders is we're always looking forward to the next thing. We're rarely
Yeah.
satisfied
Yeah.
with what we are.
Chasing
There's
that dragon.
I think
There's
that's everybody.
there's a week in the late spring where oh, this is perfect. This
Yeah.
is great. And
Yeah.
then there's a week
Yeah.
at the end of summer into fall where people are oh, this is awesome.
Mhm.
Right.
Other than that, everybody else is just they want something else than what they got.
Sure.
So I definitely fall in that boat.
Yeah. What's you're a summer guy?
I will say, I like the sunlight. So
Okay.
I get to
I like the sunlight. Yeah. He's like a plant, you know?
I'm not gonna lie.
You like winter time.
It's not that I like winter.
God, Elliot.
Follow me down.
Elliot's path.
Follow me down my path.
Okay.
I can find enjoyment
So full of shit.
in nearly any season. Okay,
I
except
can find something to complain about in nearly any situation.
except summer.
Oh,
Really?
you don't like summer at all?
Summer
You're
might be number 4 or 4
Oh,
for me.
that's
And let me
not
tell you why.
true.
Let me tell you why. It's not. It's probably number 3. But winter is number 4.
Oh, okay.
Winter is number 4. But
Yeah.
winter has the Christmas or the holiday season.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, that's true. That's
They
nice.
dress it up.
Enjoyable.
They dress it up
Yeah.
quite a bit.
It feels a little late fall to me, though. Like I
It
feel like
really
winter
does.
doesn't
That's
really
what I've
start
noticed.
till after.
right. Well, winter starts on December 21st.
Okay.
And really the holiday season
Yeah.
is like December 1. Right? That's when the holiday season really begins, like end of Thanksgiving into like
the solstice.
You're right. So late fall is really, I guess, my favorite part of winter.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not even really winter. But like, I don't know. I think winter in an urban area, winter in a city, it's a pretty cool time of year. But like
yeah, I agree. For a
January,
couple
Christmas
of weeks.
villages
For a couple of
and-
weeks.
sure. But like winter into March
Is
or
the
like January
worst.
into March,
That's the worst time of the
Get
year for
outta
me.
here.
there's
Yeah.
no redeeming quality.
No, agree.
So like that's always a nightmare. So
Yeah.
that's 5 out of 4. It's terrible.
5 out of 4.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Spring is great. Like right now, the flowers are blooming. Everything's gorgeous.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say gorgeous, but it's getting there.
It's hit
Yeah.
hit or miss. Like if it's a sunny day, it's gorgeous out right now with the trees in bloom.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of rain
lot of
recently
rain
for us.
A lot of rain. I think I'm going to say my favorite season for me, especially being in Boston, is autumn, is fall.
Autumn.
Autumn.
Elliot would call it autumn.
I'm with you on that.
The
I do, that's
the
real
autumnal
fancy.
season.
No, I'm summer.
in Boston.
I'm straight summer.
The browns and the oranges in like Back Bay and Beacon Hill. There's nothing that beats it in Boston. There's nothing. However, Cape Cod
Ooh.
in the summer
Yeah.
when we go to the Elliott. That is, even though it's not my favorite season,
Yeah.
there's very few places I enjoy being
The
more.
Elliott.
Can
I will
we
say-
can we talk about the Elliott and can we explain what the Elliott is?
It's my family's
Right.
beach house that
And
you
which you so nicely
No.
named.
That's not Elliot decided. What, last summer, the summer
Yeah,
before,
2
or something
summers
like
ago.
that he was
The first time I ever went, I said this feels.
like it should be called the Elliot.
I
Yeah.
didn't name
Yeah.
it. It spoke to me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I walked in and I was.
It was
whoa.
like Harry Potter with the
Whoa.
sorting hat. It's
Yeah.
like Gryffindor, Slytherin, Elliot. And then everything just burned and like rubble. Yeah, I know. That's why I like summer. I think it's like you're outside.
It's
beautiful. The
Well,
days are longer.
One of the challenges, and it's experienced at the Elliott, is bugs and flies. The flies by the beach at sunset at the Elliott
Sure.
are tough. You don't get those in winter, so I will say that's one redeeming
Sure.
thing for winter.
Okay.
But we're talking about summer.
1 point winter.
Winter has snowboarding,
Yep.
and skiing. If you're a nerd,
Mm-hmm.
I kid.
Oh, ski. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chad, what do you do?
Shovel.
That was a dad joke if I've ever heard one.
Hey, we both laughed. So
2 point winter.
Yeah, I mean, summer's great, but like, I'm very fair. I'm prone to sunburn.
Oh, you mean like fair skinned?
Yes.
I thought you meant like fair,
Like
like
fair
judicious.
judgment-wise?
Yeah,
No.
that's what I was thinking too.
No, that is not me.
Yeah.
But like, I burn. I was going to say judiciously. Skin cancer has run rampant in my family, and I'm like
Okay.
always like, I'm here for the waves, not the rays.
Elliot would wear a swim shirt, right?
Oh.
Like, if you had to pick anyone out of our like collective like friend group and like people group, it would
Yeah.
be Elliot that would wear the.
Yet I've never worn a swim shirt.
Yeah,
so
but you're
how
the
dare
type.
You?
You're the
How
type.
dare you?
And it wouldn't just be like just a solid color. It would have like some sort of like a logo graphic on the
Ooh.
front.
Maybe we should make
Look
it in
at
the
my
merch
shirt
store.
right now.
Yeah.
It is a solid color
Yeah.
shirt. I don't own any graphical tees.
You don't? You know where you can get one?
Where can I get it, Chad?
tpublic/user/I'll tell you what podcast. You can get a screen print
There you
with
go.
somebody's face on it.
I'm a Caitlin.
I'm probably an Elliot.
Thank you. I also really like summer and the warmer months because that's when the drone can come out.
Oh, I do like the
love
drone.
flying the drone,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially flying the drone at your Cape House.
Yeah, the drone is really
I
fun.
love the drone, and your mom loves when I fly the drone.
She does love
She's
the drone.
terrified of it,
You did,
but she loves it.
You did like a really nice drone video for her a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
And yeah, she sent it to everybody she knows.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
it
we
makes
like
me
going
very
to
happy.
a beachside house is
Yeah.
one of our big summertime
Yep.
activities. What else do we like to do?
Barbecue.
Ooh, barbecue. That is one of my favorite things is cooking food for friends and bringing them over.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you like to enjoy? Sizzling
That you-
cooking
that
in the
you make?
grill. Well, that I make, that anybody makes. Do you
Okay.
like making?
I'm never allowed to man the grill.
Oh, really?
No, Chad always does it. I can't.
Oh,
What?
yeah, that
I'm never
makes
allowed
sense.
near the grill.
No,
Although when
the-
I'm
the-
home, I grill.
Yeah, I don't think I've taken over your grill at your
No,
house.
I mean like, have you
I
seen
feel
my
like
grill?
one time, yeah.
It's a
last
rusted
summer.
out little
Yeah.
thing of
It works.
crap.
that's all we ever got.
But when I'm home, like in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
I make the generally I make the burgers because when
Okay.
my mom makes them, they end up looking like little
Mm,
charcoal little briquettes because if they're not burnt to a crisp, they're not cooked. So
Sure.
I take over those. But no, when I'm around you, you're the grill master. I'm not
Yeah,
allowed.
Chad
I'm
wears
not
like
allowed
he
near
has the
them.
whole getup. You were like, "Where's the apron that has
Yeah.
like all the pockets for all
It's
like
true.
the utensils?" And
Oh,
Chad,
man,
Chad is
I-
dad.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
do
Dad
love
Chad.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
And
what do you like to make, Chad?
Oh, he brings like his own meat in bags that
He
have been
does,
marinating
yeah.
for days. He doesn't
Yeah.
just get like ground beef and make burgers.
Oh no.
He brings like
yeah, I like
meats.
I like mixing and seasoning. It's like, ooh, what are we going? Are we gonna like add some flavors in to it? Which I understand. There's an argument for like purists out there, like you shouldn't be adding stuff to it. But like sometimes
where's
like
the fun in that?
we can have spicy burgers. We can have curry burgers. What? Remember that time when you
I was
first
thinking
moved
that.
into
Yeah.
the sauna house, a name for Caitlin's real house.
Yeah.
It's
It's very hot.
we had a
there
friend
usually.
who was a huge fan of curried goat, and I couldn't quite find goat at the grocery store, so I made curried lamb shanks.
Yeah, it was
and-
really good.
And I messed up Caitlin's brand new grill by like just burning
It was
curry
perfect.
coconut sauce all over it.
That was for another YouTube watcher, Satoya.
toy
But
toy.
Yeah.
burgers are one of my favorites, and I love like creating the recipe. Worcestershire sauce and adding umami to anything to me is one of my secrets
Umami?
out there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
What is that? Like what is it? The fifth?
yeah, savory flavor.
Yeah,
so
it's like sweet, savory, sour, carbonation, umami.
Fucking hell.
so really, it's MSG is like the chemical compound of it, but it's found highly in mushrooms, tomatoes, anchovies, and so Worcestershire sauce has
Huh.
anchovies
I didn't know that.
in there. So add a couple dashes of that, maybe a little bit of Trader
Bam.
Joe's has
I
a
saw that.
umami shaker
Yeah.
with seasoning. Picks them up. I love it.
I like that everything but the bagel.
Hey.
That's great. That's
the
great. With
jam.
ranch.
Right to your left. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Everything but the bagel.
Dash of that on your
Yeah.
eggs in the morning.
Yeah.
Hello.
Whole 30 callback.
Mm-hmm. I'm also a fan of chicken thighs.
Yeah,
on
I
the
hear
grill.
that.
Oh, that's where the flavor is.
Yeah.
Chicken breast, get out
Oh.
of here.
Yeah, I can make it work, but
Sure.
like chicken thighs is what I do on the grill.
Keep the skin on.
On the grill, I try to. Yeah.
He tries, but you never know what's going to happen.
Every once in a while, like you debone everything, just make it like if I'm making large quantities.
I knew D-Bone was going to make Elliot laugh. We had to back up off the mic on that one.
Oh.
Oh,
You know what
boy.
I found that I appreciate as an adult?
What?
Corn on the grill.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
when you keep it in the husk
Yeah.
and you
Give a
grill
little
it.
char.
Yeah.
Real nice. And then I think it's I don't know if it's a Mexican preparation or just a larger Latin preparation, but like
Elote?
I think it's Mexican street
Yeah,
corn
yeah.
is what's called. So
Yeah.
Mexican, where it's like aioli or mayonnaise
You
or
love a
and like
mayonnaise.
Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I saw
That's
somewhere,
the premier way
I
to
was
have
somewhere
corn.
today and they had like elote kind of style corn, but it
Yeah.
had flaked coconut on it.
Interesting.
That's a little fancy.
I know. I don't know how I feel about coconut and corn. I love coconut. I love corn, but together, I'm
don't
not
need 'em
sure.
together.
I will
We're-
say
we're
it.
I'm
had
sure
a-
it was probably good, but
Had a mallow cup the other day. The
Yeah.
coconut really upped the whole level on that cup.
okay, who's paying you?
Do you want to?
Elliot's paying you.
I think you gave it a 6. Do you want to nudge that up a little bit?
You remember the rating that he
I
gave
don't
it?
know. I
I
mean,
did just edit the episode.
You wrote
today,
it down.
so-
Okay, okay.
if a mallow cup happened to like I don't know make its way.
Yeah, you got
through
any?
me,
You got any factory seconds around?
Some of that club right there.
Of course there are.
After this episode, one might find your way
we're
right there.
But kebabs is another thing I love to
Okay.
cook in the grill.
Nice.
And
You do bamboo or metal?
so we got metal. for one of my birthdays,
We're going deep here.
Yeah,
Caleb.
like I requested
deep
like
cuts.
metal, and like depending on the way that we're.
There's a paywall for this episode.
Oh,
You can
man.
find this on the. What is
Yeah,
that
we'll
called?
pay you to listen.
Oh, man.
Yeah. 1,000 yen.
But I'm definitely one of those that like if I watch a video on Facebook, I'll like send it to myself so later I can be, I want to do that. So like
yeah.
learning to like send 2 skewers through something so it doesn't spin on like the skewer. I was like, I gotta definitely try that.
Wow. Pro tips.
Kielbasa on the grill. Oh my gosh.
Really? You've never
it's
done that?
tasty.
I had to move my grill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to have it on my deck.
Oh,
We
that's
had, like,
not allowed.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
And then I had a condo association
Yeah.
meeting, and one of my neighbors
you're like,
was like,
Caitlin.
You know that if there's a fire, you're not going to be able to collect on any of the insurance.
so I had to like move it really far away from the house. It's like
Now it's in the yard, isn't it?
I never use it anymore. It's so far.
So this condo
Isn't your yard,
association
like,
member
12
must not be
feet
a
long?
listener.
She's a board member of the organization that we work for. So that's awesome for me.
So, another thing I like to do is I like to moisturize the meat that we're cooking
Okay. Yeah.
with beer.
Oh, cool.
That might be a Wisconsin thing to
yeah,
do.
probably.
But,
Well,
like,
everywhere.
Gotta make sure I like denotate which PBR is mine and which one is the grill beer because like everything's getting little spritz of PBR.
Oh,
You know what's really good
what?
that I find is really nice? When you use beer to marinate, like
yeah.
chicken, and then when you take the chicken out of the beer.
And you just drink that
and-
marinated
yeah,
beer
and
chicken?
So it gives like the beer a really nice poultry flavor. You know?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
And that little salmonella kind of
Yeah,
like, you
just
know what I'm
like-
talking? Just the tip of the tongue.
It's umami.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna give a real
Gorgeous.
tip here, and I was real excited to learn
That's
something.
not a
Well,
real-
I
And
saw
then
it
I
on
was
YouTube.
disappointed.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was one of those tasty videos they do on BuzzFeed. But what I thought was fun is that they just took that Ziploc bag and just they put a straw right in it. And just,
Slap the bag.
yeah, it's like the
It was a
Tour de
paper straw,
France,
though,
yeah,
'cause
but
it's,
yeah.
you know.
Well, save the turtles.
Save the turtles.
Do you think the turtles are like, hey, what the fuck? We never signed on to this.
We hate these paper straws.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so inconvenient. The coffee just tastes different.
I do hate
I do too. I do too. I know, and
hate
it's so
the
bad.
paper straws.
And I'm one of those people that bought metal straws. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like do it. And like I still go and I get the plastic straw and I forget. I'm like, oh, I have a metal straw. So then I just throw the plastic straw out. It's like extra offensive.
I was in a coffee shop recently, and it was one of those like it was a great coffee shop, but it was one of the ones that like everything is biodegradable.
Yeah. Ugh.
So it wasn't paper straws, but they were straws that weren't quite plastic. They were the kind
Yeah. The
corn starchy.
compostable.
they were
ones.
composty.
Yeah.
So they were just like really, really weak.
Yeah.
So I had a nice coffee with like a lid like this. So I went to like poke it through and it just
Yeah.
like shattered in my hand because it's such a weak thing. So I went through like 3 of them before I was able to like put it through enough. So I just wasted 3 straws.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was like, just give me 1 regular straw and it would have been much better.
yeah.
Or just give us the caps you've been promising us for like 3 years that have the sip hole on it.
I know.
I'm fine with
I
doing
like a
that.
sip hole.
Yeah, that's all I need.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Starbucks is like, we're releasing these sip tops. We're not going to have straws. Cool, do it. But no, they've been talking about this goddamn thing for like 3
Pull
years.
the trigger, all right?
Exactly. I barely need a card for
Stop
my
stringing
drink.
me
I'm gonna
along.
drink it. I'm not here to enjoy it. I just want it in my
Just
body.
the main
Get
line
out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee enemas.
Should we do it?
Have you ever done one?
No.
Oh,
What does it do? It just gets you really caffeinated.
For our listeners, if you want us to do coffee enemas, let us know. It might be an excursion.
Wait,
that
so
we do.
explain what it is to me, or like
Do you-
the
wait.
purpose of it. I know what
Go ahead,
coffee
Chet.
is, and I know what an enema is. I'm just trying to understand when you marry the two.
I feel like anything that you do that way is supposed to. Like,
Oh, it just gets you
hit
very
yeah.
caffeinated very quickly.
So we should just do dark roast coffee.
No, light roast.
Light roast has more caffeine.
Yeah.
Exactly, but if we're doing an enema and it's supposed to
Oh,
hit
you're
harder,
trying to like temper it.
yeah.
Hey, I'll try anything once.
That should be a Patreon tier.
Yeah, there's a paywall for that one.
Yeah. Chad,
Yeah.
set us up with an LLC and a Patreon.
No, now you're up with the LLC. Next
That's- if
week's
that's-
episode when we're fighting kindergartners and
If that's what we need to get a Patreon, then sure.
So last summer we were hanging out at a beach.
Yeah.
Ellie and I had recently gotten tattoos.
Oh God, yeah.
And so mine was on the back of my calf. And one way that, like, I was, for some reason, okay with going in the ocean with it. Because I was like, I'm not staying in there long enough. It's going to seep the ink out.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get sunburnt because it was pretty fresh. So I put on a compression sock
Just
over
one.
top.
A bright neon green. Yeah.
And I was going up and down up this dune.
Ridiculous.
But it was fine because I was going to look ridiculous for a day, but the tattoo is going to look better for the rest of my life. And I went up to get some coffee. But there wasn't.
No, you went to get a milkshake.
He was trying
say it was coffee.
He was trying to redeem it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was what I wanted was caffeine. The only way I could get that caffeine was to get a Frappuccino milkshake from the ice cream
truck.
So I did that, and it was tasty, and it was delicious, and it was good. On my way down,
And it was pure.
it was a steep hill, and like
And I didn't drink it with my mouth. No. That was a callback to the coffee enema.
Much better.
So on my way down, you can either fight gravity and like slowly like come, or you can let it happen and just like how often do you get to like run as fast as you can? Not often as adults, right?
No.
So I decided I was gonna let it happen. I was gonna just.
He was running down a sand dune and he ate it and like flew. It fell for like 20 yards. Went flying through the air. And for whatever reason, all of us were facing away from the water and towards the dune. So we all saw it happen in real time. Chad went flying, like full on laid out Superman, hit the deck, like hit the sand, and then but immediately bounced right up with his little milkshake in his hand, picked it up, took a sip, and walked down the beach like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
And so Chad's general skin color is that of sand sometimes.
Yeah.
So like his general body blended in with the sand, but
the sock.
But for the sock.
Yeah.
Which stuck out. You could see it from space.
I think that's what caught our eye. Yeah.
The sock could be seen from the entire
But it
Cape
happened
Cod National Seashore.
in the blink of an eye. Like Chad hitting the sand and then being right back up, sipping that milkshake was literally half a beat.
And it was one of those
impressive.
things like, if I get up quick enough, nobody will know this happened.
But
it was
everybody saw it. Yeah.
Damn it.
It was wild.
What
That
a
was
moment.
so funny. Better you than me, man. That's all I have to say. So I'm thankful to you for that.
So
None.
summer is great. We realize that. We
Yeah.
got sunshine. It's like the sands of Dorne around
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
like
good.
you can enjoy the beaches.
Yes.
And it's been wonderful.
Is Dorne on the water?
Dorne, actually,
I mean, everything's kind of on the water.
Dorne is very much, at least in the books, very much like a desert.
You read the books?
Ooh.
No,
Oh.
but I've
So
done.
how do you know this?
Because I
Such an Elliot response. It's incredible.
but I do so much like YouTube.
Yeah.
Um,
So you've watched someone telling you about what it's like to read the books.
I've watched so much more YouTube about Game of Thrones than I have watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
And I've listened to so many more podcasts about Game of Thrones
Yeah.
from people that have read the books and watched the shows.
Okay.
So I feel like I know a fair amount of it, but no, I haven't read the books. But I will once they're done. That's my plan.
Oh,
Is
cool.
once the books are actually all finished, I am absolutely going to read them.
Okay.
You just don't want to be bottlenecked by a book
Exactly.
not being
Yeah,
released.
yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
think that's actually led to some problems that we can talk about later.
Okay. So,
So-
Sorry.
Go ahead,
Oh
Jen.
no.
I derailed.
We said Dorne saying essentially bad segue to Game of Thrones.
Am I right?
Caitlin, a few episodes back,
Yeah.
you had not watched Game of
No,
Thrones.
no.
And then we were like, you should watch it. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yes.
And
So I watched.
where are you now?
Yeah, so I watched the first season of Game of Thrones, and we had our friend Andy on the podcast to talk about season 1 of Game of Thrones because that's all I had watched at that point, like as the new season was starting.
We were
and
so young back then.
We were. I was so different. I was so naive. Like
Yeah.
it was like, hey, like let's get your hot takes on season 1. Hey, hop in that time machine. Go
Yeah.
back to 2011.
Was that like 8 years ago?
Yeah, basically, and give your hot takes on Game of Thrones and like who do you think is gonna like win the throne?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Like, what do you think of these characters? I was like, yeah, cool. And Elliot like threw down the gauntlet. He's like, you need to catch up on Game of Thrones
Yeah.
before like the final episode
Yeah.
of the final season. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do
Seemed
it. I'll do it.
unrealistic because you're
It
like you did the
did.
math and you're like
It
that's
was
a lot of TV to watch.
TV, like more than I would typically watch. But I was like, I've never been one to shy away from a challenge.
Also, I like to throw down gauntlets
And
when it's other people.
Yeah, and it was like an important
responding
challenge.
to gauntlets.
So, y'all, I have risen to the occasion.
She has.
We're recording this in the very early May, and I don't know when I started.
Yeah.
Maybe middle of March,
Barely.
Seems
maybe
right,
something
yeah.
like that. I'm on season 8.
Yeah.
I am 2 episodes behind being real time.
Yeah.
So I have watched literally the entirety of Game of Thrones in like 6 weeks or
So
something
by
like that.
episode 4 of season 8, you're gonna be caught up.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I
make
expect
it
to be
happen.
in the next couple of days. Be
Yeah.
caught up.
You're almost there. You're about 2 hours behind.
Yeah, I'm pretty
2
impressed
episodes.
with
You're
myself.
2 episodes
yeah,
behind.
Yeah.
So from this point forward, spoilers up until season 8.
Yes.
Yeah,
if
season
you
8,
are if
episode
you
1.
are trying to do similar to what Caitlin had
Yeah.
been doing, catching up, it's been fun for you to listen. Thank you. Buy some merch.
Yeah.
You want to hop off now because we're diving into some stuff.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
alert.
From years ago. Yeah, but so I've covered a lot of ground, guys, in the
Yeah.
past few weeks.
Yeah,
and
so-
it's been a big part of my life, which has been sad.
So I don't remember what episode it was when we had Andy on. But did you have like from season 1? Did you have
Predictions
anybody like
Like
any early
favorites?
favorites that you thought?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember either, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think mine weren't that different than what other people would like. Okay, like there's some shit's going on with Daenerys.
Sure.
Like she's obviously making a play. Arya Stark is like a powerhouse. She's gonna.
You thought that back then? Because back then she was like a
had
12-year-old girl.
Yeah, but she was kind of like a pistol, and you knew
Sure.
like something was happening with her.
She was a firecracker.
I told you my thing about Jon Snow, how Rob Stark, I was like, oh, he's kind of a wet blanket. Like, I get it. He's like this kind of
Yeah.
boring, honorable guy. I said the same thing, I think, about Jon Snow. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the show's pushing me to like him. I'm not there yet. I'm probably going to like him, but he was
Yeah.
kind of like, blah.
Yeah.
Those are probably the main. And I did say I had a thing for Littlefinger, that I liked the bad boy
Uh-huh.
Littlefinger
Bad boy.
going on. And you know what? Here's a bit of a hot take.
Ooh.
Cersei.
Mhm.
They're telling us we got to hate her. She's cold. She's vindictive. No, she's
Yeah.
playing the game
She's
as it
playing
was
the game.
designed to be played. I'm Team Cersei.
Cersei is playing the game.
Yeah, she deserves that damn throne.
She's playing the game
She's
of
been
Thrones.
working it since day one.
I think one of the biggest moments in the entire show was the Red Wedding.
Yep.
How did that feel to you when it happened?
Okay, so I knew like the Red Wedding was part of like the
Oh, that's right,
zeitgeist.
'cause
Like
you-
I had
you had heard
heard
that,
about
yeah.
it. I didn't
Yeah.
know who was
Right.
going to be like redded.
What it was, yeah.
It was a big moment.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. I felt a certain affinity to Catelyn Stark.
That makes
That's how you
sense.
say
yeah.
it. 'Cause, you know, names
Yeah.
kind of similar.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like badass and cool. So that was sad.
hmm
Rob Stark, I told you, it's like I didn't feel like I was
The
in it
thing
for the
is,
long haul with
He
him.
was honorable, but
the
he
wife,
wasn't
the wife, I
honorable
felt
in-
bad about.
But was he
her
honorable?
name.
Rob Stark got what he deserved.
No, that's what I was going to say.
He
Like,
made a.
Did
He made
He was
a.
honorable, but he wasn't because in so many ways he was. But he
He was a
that,
great
like,
commander. He was doing a great job, but he made a promise to
Oh,
the
and he-
phrase.
yeah.
And then he broke that promise,
Yeah,
and guess what?
That's fair.
He got.
That's fair. Yeah.
When they're in
So
the
that
Game
one
of
didn't
Thrones, there's
upset me
prices to pay.
terribly.
Yeah, right.
Like I told the little anecdote how I texted you
Yeah.
both about the Ned Stark thing. And you were like,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah.
How do you feel about like the different dynamic duels that have taken place? Not duels like sword fights, but
Yeah.
like the couples of people. So you got your Jaime Lannisters and Brienne. You have your you got your like
You're Brienne and the Hound.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that
Arya
come
with
into
the Hound
something.
and like all those people.
I like Brienne.
Brienne's great.
And I know shit's going to happen with her that I haven't seen yet because the internet, which I'm going to be very upset about. But yeah, she's one of my tops.
Okay.
If I were to pick my top 5
Ooh.
people.
Like, for what? Just your favorites?
Favorites. Okay, favorites that are still alive.
And
as
favorites
of-
that you think are going to keep being important, or favorites up to this point?
We
got
what's the distinction between those two things?
Well, I think what I'm thinking when you say that is your favorite people so far,
Okay.
or your favorites to maybe
Take the throne.
maybe.
Okay.
I think those are two different things.
I'm going to say my favorites so far that are still alive.
Okay, great.
Come the beginning of season 8.
Sure.
Arya Stark.
Interesting.
I guess. Okay. I guess I have to pick Daenerys.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Even though I'm kind of like, I like Cersei.
I do too.
I know I shouldn't,
Interesting.
but I do. I like Jaime Lannister too.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Like I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Mhm.
I like Tyrion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go more than
Interesting.
5.
Chad just thinks it's all interesting.
Well, it is because
Yeah.
He does. I'm starting to like who the show wants me to like. I guess is.
Can I tell
I
you
like
something?
Brienne. Yeah.
I really like Cersei, and I like Euron,
Which one's Euron again?
the guy who
The Greyjoy,
really
the
likes
uncle.
Cersei.
Oh.
The Greyjoy who
Oh,
the
you
uncle.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that they're bad. I kind of like the bad
I like
guys.
the bad guys. Yeah, he's like a little too for me.
He's creepy, and
Yeah.
I know the Euron. I do know this, that the Euron in the books is way more interesting.
Okay,
And,
yeah, I
like,
get that.
He's kind of like almost like a mystical
Yeah.
creature, like not creature, like a mystical person. Like,
okay.
he goes
Okay.
to Ashai, which is like where the red woman is
Yeah.
from, and he like learns magic.
Melisandre or whatever her
Yeah,
name is.
so like I know he knows magic, and he like
Oh, he
uses
does.
magic.
Oh,
He,
I
that's,
didn't-
we have not witnessed that in
No,
the
you
show
haven't,
yet.
because
Yeah.
he's very different in the books.
Okay.
Mm.
And like his ship is called the Silence because he removes all the tongues from his crew so that they
Oh.
can't speak.
Yeah, that's like
about what he
that's,
does.
That's in the show. There's like a little bit about it. Yeah.
But it's like really important in the books because
Yeah.
like he doesn't want his crew members speaking about all the weird shit he does.
oh.
So like he's really interesting and really
Weird.
like creepy in
Yeah,
the books.
I
And
get
in
that.
in the show he's just like kind of a weird pervy kind of guy.
yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah,
I kind of like the King's Landing people, and I kind of like
yeah,
their
I like
shtick,
the
you
kinda
know?
bad thing.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
kinda-
the
I'm kinda into
nefarious
it.
kinda-
This
they're
conversation is
playing the
convincing
game.
me. I might have to get the books on tape and like listen
Oh, that's a
to
good idea.
because
The books on tape are awesome. At least I listened to the first book years ago. It's read by Roy Doltris, I think, and he has the most incredible.
Who's he?
It's just like
some
a
dude.
great
Oh, you're just
English
saying his name.
narrator.
Yeah.
He just has like an awesome voice
Okay.
for narration.
I like that Grey Worm too.
Yeah,
He's
Grey Worm's
cute.
cool.
He's
cool.
like,
Yeah.
Samuel Tarly though.
Oh, he's great.
Come on!
He's
How
great.
can you not? You don't like him, Chad?
well, I do, but like at the same time, like it's like he's still wishy-washy
Yeah.
after a lot of
Okay.
like what he's seen. He's like, I'm like, come on, man, you killed a walker. Like,
Yeah.
be ready to like do what you need to do. You can still be
Fair.
the book
Okay,
guy,
I
but
get
like,
it.
come on.
Yeah. I really like the Hound too.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Hound, the Hound really came around.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm into
Although
him.
the Hound from like the very first season, he wants to not be a warrior. Like from season 1, he tried to get out of being like a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
He's interesting. He's got
his
layers.
arc has been wanting to leave this whole life,
Right.
And he keeps getting pulled back in.
Right.
I think he's super interesting.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know much about him in the books. I'm curious to
yeah.
learn more about
Yeah.
him for sure.
Yeah.
So our plans coming up.
Yes.
There
Yes.
are, at least for us. For you, there are 5 episodes left, because you've seen the first episode of season 8.
Yep.
I did. Yeah.
We have seen the 3rd episode, which we're going to talk about coming up in just a minute.
I'm gonna leave.
You're going to leave.
Yeah.
May 19th, we're going to watch the finale together.
Yeah.
Directly
We're
after
having a
the
party.
finale.
We're gonna have a finale party.
Yes, and the 3
Yeah.
of us, and maybe some other special guests,
Yeah.
are going to join us right after the finale. We're going to record our
Yeah.
hot take,
Watch.
thoughts.
Hey, everybody, get ready.
Our hot take thoughts on
Yeah.
the episode,
Yeah.
on the series as a whole, but mainly on the episode.
Okay.
And that is
yeah.
going to go up mere hours later
Yeah.
as our Monday episode.
Wow. Yeah.
So you're going to get our basically unfiltered
Right.
episodes
Yeah.
the morning of May 20th.
Not a lot of post work can happen between there, so
I'm going to say right now, no post work
Oh
is going to
God,
happen.
that's going to
you're
change
gonna get the most
approach.
raw
Yeah,
episode ever.
Yeah.
It's going to be raw. So if we say something stupid, it's going in. So
If we
think about it.
say it like this: if we say more stupid things,
Sure,
they're going
sure.
in. Because normally
Sure.
we got to have some kind of episode, so we keep a lot of
Yeah.
the stupid shit. But
And
there's
then
a lot of it we take out.
I do think then we're going to do like a more thoughtful like series retrospective
yeah.
when we can like let it all sink in
the,
later.
the dissertation on the Game of Thrones.
And in one of these, or maybe both of them, Andy's going to join us
Yeah.
and do a more thoughtful discussion.
Yeah. Before I leave and you
Yes.
guys talk about
Yes.
episode
Episode
3,
three,
the
yeah.
battle
Ooh,
It's called The Long Night.
the long night.
Ooh,
what
do you
the
have
episode is
predictions
called.
for us?
No, I just wanted to say, like, if we were characters in Game of Thrones, like, who do we think we would be?
Ooh.
Or, like, who do we think the other people around this table would be?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I mean this with I mean it with all positivity.
Okay.
I think you're the smartest one in the table.
Oh, that's so untrue.
So I think you'd be a mixture of Tyrion and Cersei.
oh, okay. No, I
think-
don't take it the wrong way. I'm
I th-
Team Cersei.
I think that's why I don't think you
Yeah.
would take it negatively. I think you would be you're thinking steps ahead of everyone else. So
yeah.
I think
I like the short haircut too that she has. It's not going to work for me, but I think it works for her.
I preferred her longer.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
wasn't her choice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I want to be funny, I'm going to say you're a Samuel Tarly.
Oh, okay.
Your book knowledge is huge and gonna.
Okay.
mean a lot.
Sure. I like him.
Chad is Ser Jorah Mormont.
Okay. Yeah. I see it. Sort of the bombastic, deep voice.
Yeah, just wants to like really just be honorable.
Yeah.
And just like really give it all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't know when to quit.
Life of service. Yeah.
Like makes mistakes, but then really just gives it all trying to fix
Sure.
the mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to take a hint.
Selfless. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely in my
I'm down with that.
past lives. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know how to take a hint. Like, oh, cool.
Elliot. Who is Elliot? Okay, first we should do a thing where like
Ooh,
Elliot
ooh.
says who he thinks he is,
Yes,
and then
yes,
we
I got-
say
I got
you
an
have
idea,
yours
yeah.
already.
You want me to say who I think I am?
Yeah,
Wait, chat. No.
yeah. I want to hear
Elliot's first, and then us do ours. Okay. He's like Jon Snow.
Okay. So
Yep, that's what he's gonna say.
the first thing that came to mind,
Yeah,
not because he's heroic.
told you.
I think Jon Snow. Listen, let me tell you why.
It writes itself.
Let me tell you
It's
why.
Wild.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah, let's hear it.
there's a bastard from the north.
Because he means well, but he's terrible.
He is.
What do you mean he's terrible?
He's terrible. He's
How
a
is he
terrible commander. Every decision he makes is the wrong decision.
Is it though?
For the most part. Everything he's done has generally
He's fumbled to success. I would say that
he's fumbled his way.
he took an oath
Up.
and then he
I think
fucked
he
a
makes
northern
the hard
like
choice though.
Freeling.
I think when you really look at his path, he's kind of a bumbling idiot.
He's like the
But like
epitome
he's
of white
nice and he
privilege.
means well and
Yeah.
his heart's in the right place.
Okay.
Do I think I'm Jon Snow? Absolutely not. I just think I mean well, but I make the wrong decision a
You
lot
look
of
good in
time.
that little man bun though.
Thank you.
Yeah, grow it out a little bit, man.
Who do I think I actually am
Oh, that was just a
other than Jon Snow?
Cersei?
I'd like to think I'm like fun and like kind of thoughtful.
Yeah. What was he gonna say? I'm really looking forward to this.
I think realistically, I'd say Samuel Tarly.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
'Cause, like,
Sure. Yeah.
I don't think I don't think I'm like hugely heroic.
I think he's heroic. I didn't say I think you're heroic. I just said I think he's heroic. No, I'm kidding.
I think he's like a family man, and
yeah.
he wants the good in everybody.
Yeah,
and
he
he wants
does.
what's best for
Oh,
people.
he's one of my faves. I like him.
All right.
All right, this is the part where I go away.
Yeah. So Chad and I,
Okay.
we have some things to discuss.
Yes.
In episode 3, The Long Night. All right, we are back. So Caitlin is in the other room. You might notice we have a new addition if you're watching on YouTube.
Hello.
We are
everyone.
joined by my fantastic, my beautiful, my intelligent, my wonderful wife, Carla. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Caitlin is in the other room. She is in noise-canceling headphones.
Ooh.
She has not seen episode 3, The Long Night. We all have.
Carla
Yes.
has.
We all have big
I got
thoughts.
to see it in a very strange way.
Yeah.
I was in a foreign country.
A foreign country.
Yeah. With people praying downstairs,
Oh,
but
no.
myself and my 2 other cousins were very much like, this is not the episode that we can miss.
Oh.
We can't just wait like 24 hours. Like, this needs to be seen immediately. So our neighbors have Wi-Fi, so we were in a bed closest to the wall that was closest to the neighbor with Wi-Fi. So we borrowed their Wi-Fi. It was a bunk bed, so we had my cousin Cynthia's phone up on top of the bunk bed, like on the bottom of it. And so we were all, Cynthia was in the middle. My cousin, Julio Cesar, was to her right, and I was to her left. So we were all just like laying in bed, watching this phone on this bed.
Oh, wow.
It froze a lot, but an hour and a half episode turned into 2 hours, but we watched it.
So 3 people were watching the longest battle scene ever filmed, and dare I say, the darkest battle scene ever filmed on a 5-inch screen.
It was a Samsung, so
So maybe a 6-inch screen.
yeah, it was a good screen. It was, you know
Good
what,
screen.
it was memorable. I heard it was dark anyways, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I saw was what I was going to see anyways.
Yeah, makes sense.
We need to watch it again, because I
Yes.
watched it in our home, and we have like a 65 or whatever our screen is. So like, and I had all the lights off. I wanted to set the mood a little bit, so I lit
Ooh.
candles because I really wanted to watch it like in its.
He's by
so-
himself lighting candles to set the mood.
So Carla was in El Salvador when
Probably
this was
the shower
on.
candles.
It was not that. So how dare you? But so Carla was in El Salvador. I was here. So I lit the candles on either side because I didn't want to put them right in front because I knew that would mess with contrast. But as soon as the episode started, it was like there was too much light. So I snuffed out those candles, but it was still too dark. But it was a dark episode. There was a lot of comments on how dark the episode was.
it was
Yeah.
also dark there because it was the middle of the night when
Right,
this
and
battle was
that's-
taking place.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what it
The
was.
long
It was
night.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mind how dark it was, but it was dark. But
Yeah.
like, that's not the problem. First of all, I think Carla and I so like, first of all, this is the first time Carla and I have seen each other in like a week. And we actually haven't all that much
Oh, you
really
haven't
talked.
you
Yeah.
haven't connected
We-
until
so
like
the-
First
she
time.
walked in on the pod earlier.
I think I know her general opinion of the
Ooh.
episode, but we haven't really talked. And Chad, we haven't talked. So this is like actually our first real
hot takes,
reactions.
Yeah.
I know how I feel. I think I know how Carla feels. Chad, what's your general take on this episode?
So I enjoyed it. I can understand some of the like criticism I've seen online.
Yeah.
But like, how do you want it? Because like, there's a chronological way to go through this,
Sure.
or there's like, you can just like cap it all together and
So-
like how it ended.
I think the truth we need to just be realistic about with this is that by the time people are actually hearing this,
This is in the past.
This episode was like 2 weeks ago. So it's not like we're doing an hour on the episode. I
Right.
kind of wish that we were and that we could have. And I wish that we started this podcast like 3 years ago and that we were doing a Game of Thrones podcast. But I think we should just be quick. What did you think? Like, out of 10, what do you give it?
I'll give it an 8.7.
That's a hot... You're using the 100-point scale.
Yeah.
Wow. 8.7. That's a pretty high rating.
Yep. I was looking forward to it so much, and I enjoyed what I did experience.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think my initial reaction, at the end of the episode, I think I was disappointed.
Yeah.
And it didn't meet the expectations that I thought
Sure.
I was set up for.
Yeah.
But then I think looking back, I think I was just in the wrong side of who the real villain is, and I just missed it.
Sure.
And I think that's where my biggest disappointment was.
So you wanted there to be more out of the White Walkers.
Yep. I think we can say that our villains were White Walkers and Cersei. And I was on the White. I found that storyline more interesting than I did Cersei.
Yeah.
And I mean, this, I think, episode told us that, well, Cersei is the real issue here.
and I was just on the wrong side. I thought the White Walkers were going to be the real issue.
I was never. I don't think I was ever mistaken that Cersei was the real threat. I think I've always known that the show was a human drama, where the White Walkers were the existential threat or like the mystical threat. But I wanted there to be something more. I wanted them to be more than just.
Yeah. It ended very fast.
Like a boom, it's over. You know, like from the very first scene, the epilogue of the entire show, the very first thing we saw, and the very first thing we were ever told is the White Walkers are coming down from the north and they're going to fuck everything up. And I just am supremely disappointed that after 8 years of them shambling across the north, breaking down the wall, and then finally arriving, it was essentially 1 hour-long battle scene and then it's over. I think and maybe I need to sit with it a little bit longer, but I'm incredibly disappointed that that's all we got.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm happy so many people's, like, the people I like survived, so there's like joy in that, but I think more of them should have died.
And I think that's another disappointment of mine. I just felt that previously they weren't afraid to just kill anyone off, and now I feel like there's a little bit, I'm not going to call it fan fiction, but there's more, I feel like it's more, they're catering more to the audience, and
it's like following the traditional storylines.
Right,
we're used to like that being thrown out the window.
Right. I mean, I tell the story of when they killed Ned Stark. I was like, they're not going to do that. They never do that in stories. No, ever. And then I was completely shocked, and I put my hands in my like face, and I bawled because I was like, what just happened? And I just feel like now that element is missing.
Well, granted, there may be more of that to come. Like,
it's true. That's true.
To the point of like, who's the real villain? Like, apparently maybe.
Right. And I think there will be people who will, they're not going to make it towards the end, that once the season is over, they're gone. But I just felt like I was led to believe that there was going to be a lot of bloodshed and that some of my favorite characters were going to be gone, which I would say 2 of my least favorite characters died. So I was happy.
And it's always, I think Game of Thrones has always subverted expectations. And I think in a way they did it again because we all expected so many people to die. They subverted our expectations by this time not killing people. So in a way they still subverted our expectations.
So meta, man.
So like in a way they kind of still did it. But I think one of the things about and I'm not David Benioff or DB Weiss, the showrunners, but like I don't think when they started running this show and started writing the show version of Game of Thrones, I don't think that they knew that they were going to get near the end and then not have any material. I think they fully expected that the books were going to be done and they were going to get to keep adapting the books. And I think when they got to season 4, 5-ish and that there wasn't story, I think that's when it kind of got a little like, what do we do? And I think that's when the show kind of got a little weird. And I think that's when it lost a little bit of its edge a little bit. And I think the plot armor of, you see these no-name people, these soldiers in Winterfell that a white would hit them and then they would die immediately. And then you see Brienne and Jaime and Sam, who's not a warrior, get like piled on by dozens of whites. And then you see them 2 scenes later and they're fine. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. And it's totally unrealistic. And that's not what Game of Thrones has ever been. Game of Thrones has been, it's a fantasy drama with dragons, right? But it's realistic. You believe in the world. And when you see Sam being, wearing whites like a blanket, and then two scenes later he's fine, then you start to not believe in the show anymore.
Right.
And that's disappointing.
Every character had that like, oh shit moment where there's no way you're going to survive this. And that kept happening. There's like, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I guess that was the only way where something, the Arya thing happened, where that's the only way they could have won. There was no way that, because everything was just
and it was mounting up to that. It looked hopeless there until that moment.
And I like, what could they have done? Yeah. Everyone was failing. So I guess that was the only thing that could have happened.
That was the plan, right? They knew they weren't going to win. The only plan was we have to kill the Night King. That was it. Mm-hmm. And I would like to believe, what the fuck was Bran doing? And I'd like to believe what Bran was doing when he was warging that whole time. My hope, because I think it's kind of cool, is that while he was warging, he was going back into his past and like putting the dagger in Littlefinger's hands, you know, and like
setting everything
yeah,
up.
and like he was actually going back into season 1, for example, and like putting the dagger in that thief's hands that tried to kill Bran when he was younger, and then he was going back into season 7 and giving the dagger to Arya, so that like all that could happen. I would like to believe that's what happened, or that's what was happening, but who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
he was kind of like, peace out.
Yeah, maybe he was
like,
just a crow in the sky watching it all happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like maybe there is a cooler thing that's going to be explained on Sunday, but maybe not. Maybe he was just watching. And I think that's a little lame.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's talk about the dragon fights. I was really excited to see like dragon on dragon, like fighting, tearing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping to see blue flames and red flames coming. I did not get that, like,
they subverted our expectations.
yeah. And like it was
They
so
subverted
dark.
our hopes.
That's the moment. It was like part of the like how dark the episode was. Like which dragon am I seeing? Because really in the silhouette, all you can tell, the only way you could tell them apart is like holes in the wings.
Yeah.
Because their color wasn't showing up in the like lack of light. And so like that was one of the moments I was definitely leaning towards the screen. Like, wait, who's who?
Yeah.
What's going on
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
We had to watch it with closed captions on, so
How
it
did
tells
you read
which
them?
dragon.
oh,
I mean, we made it work.
Okay.
I have a video of it. We
Okay.
made it work.
I mean, the CGI was beautiful, right? Like the technical work in this episode was masterful, I should say. Like the CGI was beautiful, and I think the camera work was beautiful. And I don't really have a problem with how dark the episode was. Like I think it was a gorgeously shot episode. I think the writing was very poor, and I think
would agree. Yeah.
so. Like I think it looked awesome. I just think the story made kind of crazy little sense to me. But
I want to reserve that judgment
until you see
the rest of the story,
Sure.
because like realizing
that's totally fair.
it's
That's
the
fair.
length of a feature film.
Yeah,
Right.
it was
Has
like an
the
hour.
elements of a
Yeah.
feature film,
But it can't be
But-
judged on its
Hour
own.
and a half,
it's
yeah.
You're right.
It's a portion of the story.
You're right.
Which I hear and understand
Yeah.
that critique, but I'm hopeful that like it plays into a larger.
Do you
Totally.
think that it would have been? Would you have enjoyed it more? Not that you didn't enjoy it, but if they had cut that into 2 episodes.
No, I was actually really happy that we got the resolve of the Night King within that episode, because I think it would have
been worse.
It would have made so much sense if they would have had a cliffhanger, and like right as the Night King was coming up to Bran, it cut to black,
Right.
and
right.
then all of us would have been like, what's going
Right.
on, and like would be so aching for this next episode. But like now, like there's a relief to the like anticipation, which I don't know. That might have been more enthralling storytelling, but
I will say I was anxious the whole entire
my
time.
Oh my God, edge of your seat.
It was very like horror film, not horror film, but like thriller.
Yeah.
Like that whole Arya scene, which was a little bit weird, but like, it like I was, when she ended up stabbing that like white in the neck, we all 3 of us almost yelled,
Yeah.
For a
but we
moment, you
couldn't
didn't know
because
who-
people were praying downstairs. Yeah. And then it was, and I think that darkness, like when the flames on the swords all went
oh
out,
my gosh,
I was just like,
That was
this is over.
that was an
This is
incredible
over.
scene. That was a beautiful scene when the Dothraki charged and they just all like one by one got snuffed out. Such a cool scene. And it just goes to show how much they underestimated the undead army.
Right.
Like their battle tactic was, the Dothraki are unbeatable in open combat. That's what all of Westeros believed. And so they went with that. And it just totally failed.
hit a
Yeah.
tsunami of
Yeah.
corpses.
It was incredible looking.
Yeah.
And it just totally, and then Dany had to just get on her dragon because she's like, our plan is shit.
Can I just say that I think Dany was useless this episode?
John and Dany were both useless.
Yeah. I feel like they were just like
did nothing.
riding around on dragons the whole entire time while Bran was just sitting in a wheelchair. I don't know what they were doing.
Which what they were supposed to be doing is they were supposed to do nothing until the Night King showed up. That was the plan, which went to shit almost immediately. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We're so pumped for episode 4 and for finishing out the season and
Yeah.
sharing like our reactions with everybody as we like look back over the whole saga of everything.
Absolutely. Super pumped. Carla, thanks for jumping in.
Yes.
Thanks for having me jump in.
Yes.
That was exciting.
You didn't have much warning. So
No.
thanks thanks for jumping
You
in and
walked into
sharing your
your own
reactions.
home and then we threw headphones on you and said, talking to this
I
microphone.
love it. It's the best way to get acclimated.
Did a great job. We'll have to plan this ahead and get you on a full episode again. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening along. Thank you for listening on our thoughts on episode 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna come at you next week. We're gonna keep this I'll tell you what train going.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Carla, thank
We'll
you for
see.
thank you for stepping in.
Yeah, thanks,
Right there at
Carla.
the end.
I can't wait to hear it. I was listening in to some dinner party jazz on the headphones in the other room. I couldn't hear a thing you all said, so I'm excited to
That's
hear it
good,
for the first
'cause
time.
we said a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Chad, thanks for keeping up the muzak here in the background. You don't have to respond. And with that, that's an episode.
It is an episode.
How do we finish this out?
I'll tell you. I don't remember. How does it go?
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Boom.
You don't remember either.
I'll tell you what. You've been
Told.
Dun, 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 dun,
Bye.
dun, dun,
Bye.
Thanks.
It's
It's like he's in a choir. All right, bye.